Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm back with another minifigure comparison video, but this time it's not between official LEGO minifigures and other official LEGO minifigures. Instead, today I'm comparing 6 of the brand new LEGO Marvel Studios Minifigures Series 2 figures with their custom design versions from Firestar Toys. Firestar Toys is a third-party company, however they do print on genuine LEGO parts, which is why I like to buy from them. But before we get into it, as always, just a reminder that I am a LEGO employee. However, all opinions expressed in these videos are my own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the LEGO Group, and LEGO is a registered trademark of the LEGO Group of companies, which does not sponsor, authorize, or endorse this site. We're going to go in order of how these minifigures appear on the checklist, so we're going to start with Agatha Harkness, who is personally one of my favorites in the series, because I love WandaVision and I love Agatha. She was actually the very first custom design minifigure I ever purchased from Firestar Toys because I thought she was such a glaring omission in the first LEGO Marvel CMF series. I really thought Agatha should have been included instead of Monica, and now we kind of have an official LEGO Agatha, so it's nice that that gap has been filled in. But before the gap was filled in, I did get this custom version. Now, as you can see, they're pretty similar in the sense that they use the same hairpiece. They both come with the Darkhold. However, turning them around, you'll see that they do have different capes. I don't love the tattered cape on the custom version because Agatha's costume wasn't like frayed and decaying. However, I feel like I just said however a bunch of times in a row, so sorry. But I don't particularly like the cape on the official LEGO version either. I like capes that wrap around the shoulders, and Agatha's costume was definitely like very fabric heavy, so I don't like that it has such like a thin neck area. You know, I don't like how the actual cape just fans out below her hair instead of starting to fan out from her shoulders. I think that was done so the fabric doesn't get bunched up around her hair, but personally I think a combination of these two capes would have looked the best, where you have a cape that does like kind of start fanning out like from the shoulders, but it's not so like tattered and ripped up. As far as face prints go, you can see that a similar attempt was made on both of them with kind of hollowing out her eyes, like making them look sunken in, and that does give her a witchy look. I'm going to say I do prefer the Firestar Toys face because I just think that that looks like Kathryn Hahn. I've said this in previous videos. It's hard to make LEGO minifigure faces look like the actor. Some are really successful at it, like LEGO's official Hela minifigure to this day still looks exactly like Cate Blanchett. And I think that the Firestar version, like this to me, really looks like Kathryn Hahn as Agatha Harkness, whereas the LEGO version feels a little bit more cartoony and exaggerated, which of course is fitting for a toy, but I think you're going to notice that across all of these minifigures, that the LEGO versions look more toyish, while the Firestar Toys versions look more like they're made for collectors. That's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just something I've noticed, and like I said, in my case, I do prefer the collector face most of the time, although I think you'll see me disagree with that a little bit with some of the other figures. Now, like I said, they do both come with the Darkhold. This is something I want to talk about because I prefer the Firestar Toys Darkhold. If these guys can just focus. The Firestar Toys one, as you can see, is a black book printed with this dark gray color, and it's much more accurate than the official LEGO version. I don't know why the colors are so wrong on the official version, but in both WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness, the Darkhold is very clearly like, if it is brown, it's like a blackish brown. It's a very dark color, and it's a very grayish color, you know, it's not this kind of like bright brown. So I don't like the color choice used here, although the design on the front of both versions looks excellent. I do lean towards the Firestar one, even just for the design though, because it's a little bit more detailed. And then opening it up, you do have the page with the Scarlet Witch prophecy. I like both of these for different reasons. The Firestar Toys page is very accurate to the show and the movie. It's got that like kind of glyph-like design with Wanda. It has like blackened edges to the page, and it is a light bluish gray color, which is 100% accurate. This is a metal page. So I don't like that the LEGO version is like a paper page because the Darkhold does not have paper pages. And again, WandaVision has been out for 2.5 years, so I don't know why these color inaccuracies exist. You know, like maybe it's something that I'm not aware of, like maybe the Black Book is out of production right now or something like that. But, you know, as a major diehard WandaVision fan, I was just looking for like 1000% accuracy. That being said, I really like the design of the page in Lego form because it shows Wanda as a minifigure, and I think that that's really cute. Like, that's the nice kind of Lego touch that I like seeing. So the Firestar Toys one, again, is more accurate, but the Lego one is more fun. As for other accessories, Firestar Toys gave you Senor Scratchy with Agatha, while the LEGO version gets transparent purple Power Blasts. I think I like the Power Blasts better because you can get that rabbit anywhere, but this is a new color for these pieces and it is perfect for Agatha. And then another major difference that you can see between the two minifigures is that LEGO printed like the front of her robes onto her minifigure, while Firestar Toys gave her an actual cloth piece. I kind of prefer the printing. I mean, the cloth piece is a nice touch, but with cloth pieces that come down over minifigures, they never lie flat. You know, like they always want to stick straight out. And it does annoy me. Even though it looks good, it does annoy me. Like if these laid perfectly flat, then I would prefer them, but they never do. So that's why I do like the printed version a little bit better. But if we get these out of the way and just compare the torso detailing, you can see like the fabric folds in both are really good. The Firestar Toys printing, it's a little bit of a different printing process, so the ink is a lot thicker. But overall, again, you can just see like the total accuracy with the fine details in Firestar, and then still the same fine details, but a little bit more cartoony with the LEGO version. The other thing I want to talk about is their hair pieces. Even though this looks like the same hair mold, it actually isn't. LEGO updated the mold for this minifigure, because as you can see, you can't turn this hair. You know, it gets stopped because there's these couple little pieces like coming down around the sides. But with the new mold, you can now turn it way more because just those like little pieces have been removed. So that's a nice update to an existing mold, and I love seeing LEGO make changes like that. And then because we've spent so much time on Agatha, I'm going to wrap up quickly. Here are the alternate faces. As you can see, she's winking in both. Again, more cartoony, more accurate. Let me put the hair on them so I can kind of decide how I feel about them. I think I like the LEGO face better. I feel like the Firestar one just looks a little bit awkward. And the LEGO one is cutesy, but I mean, Agatha was being cutesy when she was pretending to be a neighbor, right? And then back printing. The LEGO version comes with back printing down the back of the dress, which I love seeing. To me, that is like the ultimate like level of detail. And both of them have pretty nice back printing, but I think I prefer the LEGO version. Next up is Moon Knight, who is also one of my favorite official minifigures, probably ever, because he's just so detailed. And I don't know if I mentioned this with Agatha, but the Firestar Toys version will always be on the left, while the official LEGO version will always be on the right. Now, these two, I think, are the best direct comparison because they're just so similar. They both come with the exact same accessories, the crescent blade and the scarab. They both have brand new hood molds made for them. This is obviously a third-party piece and not officially licensed or not officially created by LEGO. However, this one is an official new LEGO piece, and I'm excited to talk about that because you guys know I don't like custom printed third-party pieces, so I can already tell you that I definitely prefer the official version. But then also, like, they have the exact same amount of printing for the most part, like torso printing, side arm printing, side leg printing, although the LEGO version gets a leg up with the dual molded legs. And the Firestar Toys version does have this printed cape that the LEGO version doesn't have, but there's just a lot of stuff to dive into here. So starting with the easy things, the accessories. I like the LEGO Scarab a little bit better. As you can see, the lines aren't quite as like fine and detailed as on the Firestar Toys version. However, there's more color, and I think that that's nice. I definitely prefer the Crescent Blade on the LEGO version because that is a brand new mold. That looks excellent, and that was really unexpected, and it's just perfect. Like, I love the lengths that the designers went to for this Moon Knight minifigure. It is just everything that a CMF figure should be. Then, for the Firestar Toys version, they just used this, like, Crescent Blade piece from Ninjago. Well, no, the Crescent Blade is what Moon Knight's batarangs are called, but this is like a helmet horn piece. It's like on Samurai X's helmet and stuff like that. And this is a perfect piece to use. Like, I don't think I would have been upset if LEGO had used this piece instead of creating a new mold. But, you know, it's really nice that LEGO made a new mold. As you can see, like, The new mold is smaller, but it's not like that much smaller, and this is still crescent shaped enough. I would have been fine with that being on an official LEGO minifigure, to be honest. As for the hoods, like I said, I don't like third-party hoods. They're just like it's not it's not up to the quality that you expect from Lego because this is not a Lego company. Like I can't even take it off of this guy's head right now because it's just sticking too much. I don't like the shaping as much. You know, it's not polished, it's not finished. The printing is like okay, but it's not great. Compare that to the Lego version, which is extremely detailed. It doesn't have that like chin strap. It's just an open hood, so it looks more accurate to the character. You have like cleaner printing. You have molded detail all the way into the back. Official Lego pieces are just always going to be better than third-party custom molds. It was a total pain to get the Firestar Toys hood off, but here, please focus. There we go. You can kind of see the differences a little bit better, and then inside you can just see how rough and unfinished the third-party mold is compared to the Lego version. So that's enough about the hoods. Going into the details on the minifigures themselves, I like the face on the Lego version better. Again, I don't really think that this is more cartoony. I just think it's a little bit more fitting Lego style. And I love how he gets the crescent moon printed up there, even though it's always covered by the hood. It's just some nice attention to detail. The Firestar version, I think the eyes are a little bit too small. And, you know, I always say what I love about Firestar is that their graphic design looks like Lego graphic design. And I think you can really see that in most of these minifigures, especially in the torsos and legs. But it's stuff like the heads where I think Lego just gets the edge up a lot of the time because those eyes are just too small and too serious for a Lego minifigure, in my opinion. The torso printing is very similar though. Like, look at how detailed both of these are. I love being able to like compare them so directly. The Lego version has like a little bit of a bigger moon and fewer straps around the moon logo. I also think that the Lego version just has a little bit more depth because I think that like the muscles are defined a little bit better and like the gold is metallic. You know, the Firestar version doesn't have metallic printing. But the legs, I think, are definitely where the Lego version excels because they're dual molded, because they have like the black outlines. Like, I think the black outline does a lot more than just this light gray outline. Like, this minifigure, custom one from Firestar, like, it feels a little bit flat to me. And I think the Lego version does a good job of, like, accentuating the depth of the layers of Moon Knight's costume. And then the Lego version does have dual molded boots, which the custom version does not have. And then on the left, you can see that both of them do have side leg printing and side arm printing. I think there we go. I think the side arm printing on the Lego version is better. You know, you have a bigger crescent moon. You have like more detail going into the wrist. And the same for the side leg printing. I love the crescent moon down there as well. Like all of the crescent moons everywhere are just excellent. Although the Firestar version does have side hip printing, which I don't think Lego has ever done. But yeah, overall, again, like you can just see how well you can compare these because all of the same design motifs are there. And then moving into the back printing, you did get a separate head for the Firestar Toys version, like a Mark Spector head, but I didn't bring it with me to California. I do like the Lego face print though. And in this case, I think the Firestar Toys back print is a little bit more detailed because you just have like some more like mummy wrapping going on, like a little bit more going on than you do with the Lego version. But when it comes to the capes, like this is a cool custom cape and it is printed, which is awesome. But Lego's cape is also great because it has two holes, and I just talked about with Agatha, like I love when the capes wrap around the shoulders, and I thought we were done seeing two-hole capes in Lego form. So I'm really glad to see one on Moon Knight, and to me, like even though it's not a custom printed cape, it's still a really good one. So overall, I like the Lego minifigure version better for Moon Knight, but the Firestar Toys one was an amazing stand-in while we needed one. Moving on to Mr. Knight, I'm going to try to spend a little bit less time on him, because if I spend 5 minutes on every character, this is going to be like a 40-minute long video. I don't really like Mr. Knight as a minifigure. I think as a character he was fun, but yeah, as a minifigure, I just don't really need him. You know, like he's not important enough yet for me to need a minifigure of him and Moon Knight. That might be a controversial opinion, but it's how I feel. I do think he was a little bit of a wasted slot in the second CMF series, but whatever. He's a really basic figure. You know, he's just wearing a white suit. So the Firestar Toys version, I think the head printing It's good, but again, I think I like the Lego version a little bit better just because it's got that like comfortable graphic design style. I do like the printing for the torso and legs better on the Firestar version though. I don't know what it is. It feels more layered this time than the Lego version. The Lego version feels a little bit flatter, and I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's like the fine detail that's like in the tie and in the coat on the Firestar version. And like the legs, I think definitely look a little bit better. You know, they have wrinkles at the bottom. He has like some kind of shoe thing going on, and the Lego version just doesn't have that. But I mean, they still both look like the character. I like the accessories better with the official version because they are metallic silver, whereas they're just light bluish gray on the Firestar one. And the Firestar one gets a leg up with the arm printing. That is a perfect small amount of understated arm printing. And I think that the CMF version looks kind of plain now. Now that I'm putting them side by side, why didn't this guy get, just a couple of buttons of arm printing? Because bear in mind, you're paying $5 per official minifigure. And I said this in my opening, and I'll say it again. That being the same amount of money as this is just not it, in my opinion. That's also why I think he's a little bit of a wasted slot. So a little arm printing would have really gone a long way for the official Lego character. I still think it's a good minifigure, and he did come with, I guess I should show all the accessories. So he did come with like his little fish tank, but I mean, I would have preferred a more detailed minifigure over the fish tank. And then at the back, I do like that he has a little bit of back head printing. That's something that the Firestar Toys one does not have, but the back printing is again nearly identical. So overall, I think I like the print design on the Firestar Toys version a little bit better, but I just don't really care about either of them. Next up, we have She-Hulk, and this is a minifigure I'm excited to compare because just like Moon Knight, I think that there's really, really equal levels of detail between the custom version and the official LEGO version. First off, for accessories, I guess the Firestar one didn't come with anything. I thought she came with a phone, but if she did, I don't have it with me. So I'm just going to take She-Hulk's accessories out. I already showed them in the opening video, and since we're not comparing them, they aren't super relevant. It's all about the minifigures here. So this time, I like the face better for Firestar. I like the more realistic face better than the cartoony face. I said this in my opening, but She-Hulk has two smiles, and I just don't like that. She is a smiley character. She is a happy character. I love that about her. But I think she should have like a sterner or an angrier expression. So I kind of like this one a little bit more. And since we're talking about the faces, we might as well just finish talking about the faces. Oh, someone's hairpiece is sticking again. But yeah, so there's like this happy smile, and then there's like this a little bit more of an annoyed smile or like cautious smile. I like this face print better on the official Lego version than the first one. However, the Firestar one gets an angry face. I would have liked to have seen an angry face. Um, Honestly, there's so many expressions that I want She-Hulk to have that I feel like the CMF figure should have just come with another head because, I want her to have the happy smile. I want her to have the like annoyed smile. I want her to be angry. She went through a lot of emotions in the show. I just need more minifigures of her, I guess, so that I can have more expressions for her. But yeah, I like the angry face. Even though she didn't get angry often, I think it's important to acknowledge that, there were things in that show that made her really mad, and she is a Hulk. So I would have liked to see that on the official Lego version. But like I said, I also like that we have her being happy instead of her just being serious. The hair, the hair pieces are exactly the same, but the Lego version is more accurate than Firestar. I don't know why Firestar used a black hairpiece. Her hair's not black in the show. Her hair is green when she's in Hulk form. So this piece does exist in dark green. Like, this is not the first time it's appeared like this, because it came in dark green for the first She-Hulk minifigure back in 2016 or 2017, I think, is what it was. And Firestar Toys will paint hair pieces because they're a custom company, so I'm surprised they didn't just paint hair green for her. I think the black looks okay. I tried a green look on her in my minifig mods She-Hulk video, but I think the black looks okay. But I do prefer the accuracy of the dark green. But anyway, on to the actual minifigure now. The torso designs, I'm going to say it, I like the Lego one better. I feel like there are certain things accentuated on the Firestar Toys one that just don't need to be there. Like, I don't think her breasts need to be accentuated like that. I don't think her stomach muscles need to be. shown like that. You know, that's just like a personal preference thing. I don't think like it's necessary. You still like have like an accurate shape to the costume in the official version. And I really like the lines on the official version. It has like just a little bit more white in the design than the Firestar Toys one, and I think it's better. You know, that's just it. I also like the pants better. I honestly didn't pay that much attention to the official Lego minifigures when they were first revealed because I had the custom versions. I just didn't spend that much time like looking at the pictures and really trying to see the differences. But now that I have them next to each other, I just think the Lego one knocks the Firestar Toys one out of the park. The Firestar Toys one does give the shorts look a little bit better. Like there's a very little skin showing on the Lego one, like just the tiniest little sliver there. So the Firestar Toys one does make it look more like, you know, she is wearing shorts and then sneakers. But again, I just like the graphic design better on the Lego version. I feel like the way the torso flows into the legs is just perfect. And then as for the arm printing, I guess I'll take off the hair for this so that it doesn't get in the way. But both of these minifigures do have side arm and side leg printing. This is something that I will say I like. I do like that little line of printing there that's just kind of, oh, and like the little line there, like showing her biceps. I think like that kind of subtle muscle printing is okay. I don't think it would really be fitting on a Lego minifigure because Lego doesn't usually print like arm muscles on, even though they'll do like chest muscles. So it's not something I need from the Lego version, but it's something I don't mind on the Firestar version. Other than that, it's pretty identical. And then as for the side leg printing, I don't know who wins here. I feel like the colors are a little bit washed out on the Lego version. Like I think that they could be a little bit stronger, but I also think like the green could be stronger on the Firestar version. I think I like the sneaker printing better from Lego. Like that looks more like a shoe to me. So I think I'm going to give it to the official version again. And then as for the back printing, yeah, the official version gets it because there's just a little bit more white detail and purple detail up at the top. Um, but again, the printing, like the colors just don't match exactly. Like all of that white should be the same color as the plastic, and it just is not. But yeah, overall, I think I like the official Lego version better. I do think it's interesting that the Firestar one is printed on a purple torso while Lego is printed on a black torso. But I think the black torso works. I just wish it didn't wash out the printing of like the white colors quite that much. Okay, now it's time for Hawkeye number 1, Clint Barton. I think that both of these minifigures are, again, very similar. It's very easy to do a direct comparison. However, the LEGO one immediately gets a leg up because of the color. The lavender color on the official version is much more accurate than the dark purple used on Firestar Toys. I feel like I'm picking Lego every time, you know. I'm like, it's not because I'm an employee, it's genuinely because I think the minifigure is better. I think the colors really pop on the Hawkeye version, and I'm a big fan of it. The printing is a little bit more detailed on the torso of the Firestar Toys one, not gonna lie. Um, but I don't think like it's not something I'm missing from the Lego version. It's not like I'm like, oh, this is under detailed. I think this is perfect, and this is just a little bit more than perfect, you know? But I just don't need all the extra lines. I will say I wish that the Lego version did come with printed legs. I don't like that it comes with unprinted legs because I just don't think plain unprinted legs are something you should see in a CMF series. You know, when you're paying $5 per minifigure, to be fair, this one has like 3 new molds and I really love all of them. But I want some kind of leg printing, especially because Kate gets such great leg printing. And Hawkeye's costume does have, you know, like a lot of stuff going on. It's got like straps and things, right? I mean, he's like a spy archer. He needs to be able to clip like his grappling hook into his pants or whatever. So I like seeing just little bits of detail on the legs. The hair is also much better on the official version because it is a brand new mold made just for him. It looks perfectly accurate. I don't know whose hair color is more accurate. This is dark brown. This is dark tan. I guess the dark tan is a little bit more accurate, but I've never thought of Hawkeye as having that color hair. Like in Lego form, he's always had reddish brown hair, like the same color as the owl. So I don't know. I guess dark tan is more accurate, but I don't know how he's going to look next to all of my reddish brown haired Hawkeye minifigures. Although unfortunately I can't do a comparison because none of them are with me in California. He does have an owl, so Firestar can't compete there. The bow, I do not like the Firestar Toys custom bows. I already said it with Moon Knight that I don't really like custom third-party pieces, but I really don't like these because they're just sticks. Like there's no string, there's no arrow. I just don't like it, you know? I guess like there's holes for you to put your own string in there, but I don't like these bows at all. I never have. So I'm really glad that we got a new Lego bow because this is perfect. It's also much smaller. Like this bow is way too big. Like that is the same size, or it's taller than Hawkeye. Like who's carrying a 6 foot bow around, right? No one. So actually, I think some people do carry 6 foot bows around. The Lego version feels like a tiny bit small to me, but I'd rather have too small than too big, to be perfectly honest, because it makes it easier to display. And I love the shape of the new bow. Like, it's perfect. I've wanted a new bow for Hawkeye for a long time, so I'm happy we finally got one. As for arm printing, the Lego version is just epic because it's dual molded arms. It's black and lavender. And then it has a bunch of lavender printing on it to just get these really subtle, like black patches on the sleeves. That is an incredible printing technique. And Lego, as I mentioned, just with the She Hulk minifigure, often has problems printing on black where colors can look washed out. But this lavender is pretty seamless. Like, it's not exactly the same color, but it's a pretty seamless transition. And this Hawkeye just has like some shoulder pads. So I'm really impressed with the print quality on the official minifigure. And I'm just going to put the owl out of the way. Both of them use the exact same quiver piece. Printing on the other arm is a little bit different on the Firestar version, but the same on the Lego version. And then as for the face prints, I like the official face prints better than the Firestar Toys ones for the Hawkeye minifigures for both of them. Um, this looks too old. Like, that looks nothing like Jeremy Renner to me, I'll be honest. I also don't like the blood. I mean, I like the Bloody Wanda minifigure that Firestar made, but I don't like the blood on here. It's too realistic for me. So I like how the Lego version just has like a scratch and then a little bandage. And then at the back, like to me that looks like Hawkeye. Like that looks like Hawkeye's other Lego minifigures. And ooh, I forgot that that was the alternate face for the Firestar one. That's way too much. He's too beat up. I just feel bad for him. I'm like, poor Clint. Like, let's get you some like hot tea and like fix up your wounds because it's not an attractive look for me. That's not how I want my Lego minifigures to look. But last thing, we'll take a quick look at the back printing. So I honestly forgot what both of these guys' back printing looks like. The Lego version wins again because of this strap and like the slightly metallic design. So yeah, for Clint, I definitely prefer the official minifigure. And finally, we have Hawkeye number 2, Kate Bishop. I know this video's gotten very long, so thank you guys if you're still watching, but yeah, this is our last minifigure, and then I swear I'll stop talking. The Lego version wins, hands down. Like, let's just be honest. Because it has a dog, it has Lucky, and Lucky is adorable. You also get the exclusive printed pizza box piece, which I think is really nice. Once again, the bows. Kate's bow is much smaller than Clint's, but again, I just don't like the third-party molds. I really like this bow, so I'm happy with that. And then I guess let's just kind of de-accessorize these two so that we can see them a little bit more clearly. Once more, I like the colors better on the official version. I think they pop more. She has two different color arms. This is like dark pink, and then this is like, no, that's dark pink. Then I don't know what that color is, but it's two different shades of pink, and the Lego, or the Firestar version, just had a dark purple arm and then a dark pink arm. Once again, the color on the torso also pops a little bit better. But other than that, they're extremely similar. Like the torso designs are nearly identical. Like the only real difference is like the strap. So that's pretty impressive. I like seeing how similar they are. The leg printing is a little bit different because the Firestar Toys version gives her these knee pads, which I think are accurate to her costume. But I'm glad the Lego version left them out because, again, I like the straps better. I think that like the leg print design, it's simpler on the official version, but I like simplicity. I think that I think custom design figures can get too detailed, and I do think these legs are a little bit over detailed. So yeah, I did not need the knee pads. As for arm printing, Kate does not have any on this arm. She just has a couple of wrinkles on the Firestar version. For the side of her legs, I do like this little pouch that she has. And that is on the custom one as well. And then we'll take a look at the back printing after the quivers. And then the side leg printing here. I really like the official LEGO version with like the, I think, are those trick arrows or some kind of weapons. I like how they're hanging down and a little bit more clear than their design on the custom one. And then, she still has the lines for the pants and everything. And I do like this arm printing much better on the official version as well. Again, it just stands out more. It's a little bit like cleaner. It's a little bit crisper. The Firestar one is very finely detailed. And again, that's not a bad thing. It's just you can really see the difference in goals here. That one is a collectible minifigure for kids and one's a collectible minifigure for adults. The hair on the Lego version, it's a little bit big. Like I do like how the hair on the Firestar one is a bit smaller, but I just love this piece on the Lego version. Like it's just a hair mold I really like. So I don't really know which one I like better because I don't like that this one is rubbery. It's a friend's piece. But like I said, I think the Lego one is just a little bit too much hair for Kate. I don't think she had hair that was like that thick and wild. So maybe I just don't think either are completely perfect. As for face prints though, both of them do have that kind of battle damage roughed up look. I like the Lego one more because again, I don't like the blood. I also don't like that Kate is winking. I'm like, when does she wink in Hawkeye? It's not like she has an iconic wink moment like Agatha does. So yeah, so I like the official Lego version for that reason. I also just like that she's a little bit more serious, but then the Lego one still gets a smile, and the Firestar Toys one does have a smile, but it's still kind of like battle damaged with the scratches. I don't know if either of these look like Haley Steinfeld. I don't really think the Lego version looks like her, but then I also don't really think the Firestar Toys one looks like her either. And then last thing to take a look at is back printing. So let me just go ahead and pop their heads off. Yeah, I think the Lego version has better back printing because of all the straps going on. I feel like Firestar really puts their attention into the fine lines and like the fine details, but I do think that Lego does kind of broader strokes, but when they do detailed broader strokes, it's really nice. Well, that about does it for this minifigure comparison video. I know it got super long, but there was a lot to talk about with the differences between these versions. I'm still happy that Firestar Toys made custom versions of these minifigures starting back in 2021 when these shows were coming out, because for a long time we didn't have the official LEGO versions. So, people like me needed something to fill the gaps in their collection. I'm really glad that LEGO came out though and, filled in those gaps with official minifigures. And surprisingly, I do think that the official minifigures are better than the custom versions in nearly every respect. I think Mr. Knight is the only one where I like the custom version a little bit more than the official one. So it's just nice to see. And again, I'm definitely biased because I'm not a big custom minifigure person in general. I never have been. I've said in many videos, I think that custom minifigures can be over detailed. I don't like the new molds and everything, right? Like Moon Knight's hood. I truly feel that once you start making like different molds, once you start printing like everywhere, like once you start printing onto like the sides of the hips and onto the backs of the legs, I feel like they become more like action figures than minifigures. And I like minifigures, and minifigures have a degree of simplicity to them. So that's why I've never been a big custom person in general. Firestar Toys is the only custom company I will buy minifigures from because I think their graphic design is similar to LEGO, because they print on official LEGO parts, and because they make stuff I like these superhero figures. So that's just my opinion. As a LEGO fan, I'm not a big custom minifigure person. I'm a big purist. So I think that's also part of why I definitely prefer the LEGO versions. But these are CMF figures. They are super, super detailed. Like you don't find figures like this in sets. If Moon Knight was in a set, he would not have that much printing. And that's what's great about CMF figures. So I think it's really awesome that, I was able to have such an in-depth comparison, because it's great that LEGO produced $5 minifigures that are as detailed as custom printed like $25 minifigures from a third-party company. So I really hope we see a Marvel Series 3, obviously. If Firestar Toys releases any other figures, like I'm still waiting on a TV show, Miss Marvel. Please, for the love of God, someone make her. But yeah, if you're going to place an order at Firestar Toys, please use my code FSVAYL for 10% off your order. I will get points from your order as well, and then I use those points to get more figures to make more videos like this for you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe as well, and let me know which one of these minifigures is your favorite in the comments down below. And check out my website, goldenninja3000.com. I'll see you guys in more videos soon. Bye for now.